Hey everybody, welcome back. Mike here at MH Tutorials. Well guys, today we are going to model a guillotine. So for those of you who don't know what that is, I'll just quickly load a reference image. So I'm going to go to my panel view. I'm going to go to my front view, click on View, Image Plane, Import Image. And I found this file right here. Where'd he go? There he is. Okay, so that's a guillotine. All right. Just going to hit R. I'm going to scale that down. And as always, we're not going to follow this thing exactly, but just to have a reference. Okay. Now we're going to start off with this structure on the floor here, which are a number of beams, if you will. So we're going to start with a polygon cube. Let's drag that out, give that some height, and hit 5 for shaded mode. Okay. Now, proportion-wise, that looks okay. Now we have two of those in that direction. So we're going to hit Control D to duplicate that. Move that over and make sure that is pretty much in line with the width of our contraption here. And we're going to take one of these, hit Control D, hit E, and rotate that. And make sure we rotate that by 90. We're going to move that forward, so hit W, move that to the front, move that out, and that's going to give some balance so the whole thing can tip sideways, if you will. Okay, let's just make sure that this thing is fairly centered. So what we're going to do is go to our polygons menu, mesh combine, modify center pivot. All right, cool. Let's move that up here. Take this guy. Yeah, that's not too bad. Okay. All right, cool. So now that we've got that, we need to create a number of vertical columns, if you will. So for that, we're going to create another polygon cube. And it's going to go up roughly something like so. We're going to go to our top menu. We're going to bring that in to about there. Hit F to zoom in. And let's get that guy. Right click vertex. Let's get that dimension-wise fitting. We're going to check this view here to check the height. That looks about okay. So this is what we got. Looks like we need to bring it up just a little bit. All right. And let's see. Yeah, that's fine. We're going to hit Control D to duplicate that. We're going to bring that over here. Just check from our top view to make sure that thing isn't sticking out or something like that. There we go. And we're going to take these two guys, hit Control D, and we're going to move them forward until they are exactly on that cross section there. Hit F to zoom in. Okay. Looks fine. All right. And obviously those two need to go up quite a bit. So we're going to right click, go to vertex, drag select those, shift select that guy, right click vertex, drag select those as well. And we're going to move that up. And that looks about right. Okay, cool. Then we are going to create the top section. For that, we'll simply take this guy, hit Control D, move that up. Let's check it from this view. Now these two both need to move over a bit. Yeah, that's fine. We're going to focus on this guy. Let's give that a little bit of shape, if you will. Right click face, edit mesh, extrude. We're going to pull that up and hit R and scale that out. Hit G to repeat and W to pull up again, just to give that some shape. Okay. Now we are going to create a cross section that has to go up. So take that guy, right click object mode, Control D, raise that up. And we want that to be level with the guys in the back. There we go. And we're going to hit R and we're going to push them in. And it's going to be inside the two verticals, so spacing should be fine. We are, however, going to bring back the thickness a little. So for that, we will go to the view here. Let's just select our image, move that out of the way a bit. Okay, so that's our guy. And scale that in. There we go. Okay, so we got that. Now we're going to take two boards, if you will. For that, we're going to take a cube, pull that up, not too thick, push that back, move that in and pull that up. All right, check that from our top view. I'll hit R, scale it out just a little. I'll right click, go to vertex, drag select those, hit W and move that to the end. Just check our view from here. Take these two, bring them in. That should be okay. Yeah, fine. Whole thing needs to come down just a little. At least I think so, yeah. Right click object mode, select that guy and bring it down. And just to be precise, right click vertex and bring that out. All right. We're gonna right click object mode, select that, Control D to bring that over. Again, check from our top view. There we go. And now we're going to create a number of boards that we're going to rotate and bring on. So Control D, the thickness is fine. Rotate that by -90. There we go. We're going to bring that up. So hit F to zoom in. Hit W to bring that up. And we want that board to be on top of the other one. You want to bring that over. Hit R, scale that in. Right click vertex. Hit W, bring that out. Select that as well. The same here. That guy looks fine. Okay, right click object mode. We're going to move that in and we're going to have it stick out in the front. Okay. So we'll get this. All right. Then we're going to hit Control D to duplicate. Just leave a little bit of spacing open. That's about right. And then hit Shift D to duplicate to the back. All right. So now that we got that, let's see what's going on with our model here. There we go. Now we need to have a couple of supporting beams here. So for that, we are going to take one of these because that will give us the appropriate width. We're going to go to Mesh, Separate. I'm going to select that one. Control D to duplicate. bring that back, hit R, scale that in quite a bit, W to move that in, move that up, and let's see, that's going up fairly high, so rotate that, oops, wrong one, rotate that, and we'll check that from this view right here. We're going to rotate that some more. Let's see what happens if we do -45. Okay, we're going to bring that down, and we're going to bring that in, and that will give us, okay, it's a little bit too, we need to narrow it down a bit, so we're going to do that from this view here. Modify center pivot, just going to bring it in just a little. Okay, so now that we got that, Control D to duplicate that, move that over, F to zoom in, that should be fine. So we got those two, and we want to have the same on these ends here. So I'm going to take one of these, Control D, move it over, E to rotate, and I'm going to go to my move tool, double click, object mode, E. Why is that thing not playing ball? We'll get it right, no worries. 90, minus 90, and minus 45. That should be it, yep. Okay, we're going to bring that guy in. So we're going to hit F to zoom in. And as you can see, we need to bring it in a bit. So hit R, scale that in, and right click vertex, hit W, and bring that in as well. All right, and right click object mode, double click on our move tool again, go back to world orientation, and bring that in. Let's just see how that looks. We'll check it from our front view here. Okay, we're gonna bring that back until that corner touches that corner. Reason being that we want it to be symmetrical. So Control D to duplicate, move that over, hit E. Now we get that weird rotation again, but that's fine. We'll figure it out. Okay, so that's minus 90. That should be minus 90 if I'm correct, and that should be 45. Yeah, there we go. We're gonna check it out from our front view again. Hit W, bring that in until that corner lines up, which gives us this. And that looks okay so far. Now let's focus on this guy right here. Okay, we're gonna need two boards. So we're gonna move that up. Let's get that roughly in place. Check it from our top view. You want this to be kind of centered right there, and we want the width to be okay. So we're going to hit R, we're going to scale that in, and it should align with our two verticals, and it looks like they are. We are going to push it in a bit, just because that looks a bit more realistic. And we're going to bring that down because this will be half of our object. And we're going to hit Control D, hit W, pull that up, and that will be our other half. We're going to select both, bring that down, and see if that kind of works out. Yeah, it does. Okay, we're going to take these two, pull that out, mesh combine, modify center pivot. We're going to take a polygon cylinder, pull that up, give that some subdivision, let's say 40, and hit E and rotate that by 90 degrees, minus 90 in this case. And now we need to make sure that thing is centered and not too big, okay? So we're going to move that in. We're going to move that up, and as you can see, it's quite large. So we're going to scale that down. I have to zoom in. That looks fairly realistic size-wise. We're going to hit W, we're going to move it over a bit, and we're going to make sure that that is centered. And now just check from the front to see if that looks okay. All right. Hopefully this works out, because as you probably know, the Boolean function is not always working properly. So we're going to go to Mesh, Boolean, and Difference, and that worked out fine, which is good. Select that, move it back in to where it needs to be, check it from our top, modify center pivot. We'll do it right there. Okay, now we need a somewhat heavier section on top. So for that, we'll take a polygon cube, pull that up, and just bring that in. Top view, get it on top of our object, align it at that end, right click vertex, nope, not that one. Come on. Object mode, right click vertex. Why does that happen? Vertex, come on, there we go. Like so. Right click object mode, select that and bring that down until it is aligned. Okay, we just need to right click vertex at this end and move those over there. Yep, there we go. Okay, so we got that. Now let's focus on this guy here. Okay, as you can see, it's sticking out from both ends. So we will create a cube to sit in the middle. Bring that in, bring that up. That's about the appropriate height. And we'll bring that in. Hit R. Align it from that end. Go to vertex. Now there we go again. Come on. It's not the one I was looking for. Right click vertex. Okay, we'll have to do that this way. What is that? Never mind, we'll fix it like so. Right click vertex, drag select that, hit W and move that in. And there we go. So we got that. And now we need to have two boards that are sticking out somewhat. So first we're gonna right click at object mode on this guy, bring that inside our vertical beams. Scale it in just a bit more and push it back. Okay, cool. Now let's take two cubes, bring that up. We're going to check that from our side view. Let's bring that in, scale that down, right click edge, pull that up, right click vertex, move that in and move that in. Let's see what we got. F to zoom in, right click object mode. We're going to bring that guy out. And let's hit R and make it a bit thinner. Bring that back in. There we go. And Control D to duplicate it over to the other side. There we go. So there's that. Now let's look at the blade. Okay. For the blade, we are going to take a polygon cube once again. Pull that up. Obviously, we're going to make that nice and thin. Okay. And then we are going to go to Edit Mesh, Insert Edge Loop Tool, Option Box. Make sure you got your regular settings going on, or just reset that. I'm gonna set that right here. Hit Q on my keyboard. Right click vertex. Click these two. Hit W and pull that up. Let's see. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Yeah. All right. Take these vertices and pull that up as well. Maybe down just a little. All right. And then right click edge, take that edge and the one on the other side. So that one. And we're going to hit R and we're going to push these two together all the way. And maybe hit W and bring that down to get a somewhat better blade, if you will. Okay. Right click object mode. Move that towards where we need to be, which is exactly in the middle of these two. We're going to scale that in. Bring that back. And right click vertex, hit W and bring that out. Let's see what we got. Right click object mode, pull that up. Now, as you can see, it's quite large. We want something like that. So we're gonna right click vertex, take the top section, bring that way down. And me take these and do the same here. Okay. Now the thing is, when we take this object and move this down, it's going to go to there, and that is going to be effective. Okay. So the thing has to work, right? All right. Okay, so now that we got that, we are going to create a few bolts up here. So we're just going to take a polygon cylinder, pull that out, bring subdivisions down to 8. Actually, that's a bit much. Let's say 5. That's better. We're going to hit R. We're going to scale that down. E to rotate. 2. Where'd he go? Here, minus 90. And let's start to move these into position. Okay. Hit W, bring that up. Bring that in. R to scale it down quite a bit. F to zoom in. And maybe scale it down a bit more. Okay, so we want one approximately here. Let's do Control D. We'll do one about there and rotate that a little bit so they're not all the same. Control D once again. I'll put one here and again rotate that somewhat. Control D once more. Bring it in between. Control D once more. Take these two, move them up, and we'll just slightly rotate them a bit. Let's see if they are in the right position. Select them, not that and not that. Come on. Try that again. There we go. Hit W, we're going to bring that in. F to zoom in. We want them to stick out a little bit. And we'll hit Control D to duplicate that. Move it over to the other end. And bring them in there as well. Okay. All right. Now, what else? We need to have a ring up here and a cord. So for the ring, we're going to take a torus. Let's add some subdivision to that. Let's say 40 by 40, which is fine. E to rotate to minus 90. Let's move that. So hit W, pull that up. R to scale down quite a bit. Go to your top view. We're going to pull that down and pull that towards the middle. Now it's pretty centered, but it's probably still way too large, so we'll just check that. Yeah, it's way too big. Okay, hit R, scale that down, push that down, and check to make sure that it's in the middle there. Okay, that's fine. Now for the rope, we're going to keep that fairly simple. What we'll do is we'll take that guy, Control D, pull it up, E to rotate that to minus 90. We're going to scale that down and just check that from this view here. It looks about right. Okay. And then we're going to hit Control D again. hit E, rotate to 90, hit W, pull that up, hit R, scale that in a bit, check it from our top view, hit F to zoom in. That looks fine. I'm going to hit Control D to duplicate, pull that up, hit F so we can see that nice and close. Hit Shift D a couple of times, like so, which will give the idea of a rope. And then take a polygon cylinder, pull that up, give it 30 subdivisions. Let's go to our top view, and we're going to bring that towards where our rope is. Okay. We're going to hit R. We're going to scale that in. It's taking a bit for some reason. That looks pretty close. Now it's way down here, so we're going to pull that way up. F to zoom in. We're going to scale the whole thing down just a little. W to pull that up. And let's make sure that that's inside this area here. And we're going to right click vertex, take the top, and bring that in there. Okay. All right. Now we still have these brackets going on here, right? They're in these corners. So that's what we're going to do next. We are going to create a polygon cube. Let's see, how are we going to do that? We'll do it like so. Edit mesh, insert edge loop tool, add an edge there, hit Q on your keyboard, right click face, edit mesh, extrude, hit W and pull that up. Take that one, G to repeat, pull that one out. And looks like we need to tweak that a bit because, as you can see, it's very thick. So right click edge, hit W, oops, I need all of it. I'll do that. Same deal here. Looks like I need to switch views here. We're going to just get rid of that edge. Just clean it up a little. All right. Now we're going to borrow a couple of these guys up here. It's always a good idea to reuse objects if you can. Control D. We're going to move that out. Move that down. Before we position those, we're going to check the size of this thing. Okay. So we're going to move this towards that area over there. We're going to bring that up. Scale the whole thing down a lot, as you can see. Move it towards that beam. Move it down. And let's look at this thing from a couple of angles. Okay, so we need to scale it out a bit. There we go. Right click vertex, bring that in. That doesn't look too bad. Check it from this view. All right. So that's not too bad. Right click object mode, move that out here. Where is our copied bolt? There it is. Bring that towards where we need to be. Hit F to zoom in. Let's see how far we are off. Not too much. We're going to scale that guy down. I'm going to bring that in. There we go. And we'll do Control D to duplicate. Move that over. Just check from this view to make sure that it's not totally misaligned. And I'll just rotate one of them slightly. That's fine. And then we're going to take these two, mesh, combine, Control D, modify center pivot, move that out, hit E, flip them over by 90, hit W, move that down. Okay, select the whole thing, not that thing, mesh, combine, there we go. Modify center pivot, move that guy back to where it needs to be. There we go. We're going to hit Control D to duplicate that. We're going to move on over here. Just check it from our perspective view. There we go. Control D again. Move it over there. Rotate it over by 180. Hit W and bring that in. There we go. Control D to duplicate that. Bring that over. F to zoom in. There we go. These look fine. Now we are going to take these two. Control D. I'm going to move them in there. And there we go. We'll take these two. Control D. Move them over here. Let's see, what else do we got? Okay, and then I think we are really close to our end deal here. We're going to make this a bit narrower, so hit R. That looks a bit better. Okay, let's get rid of that guy. We're going to create a quick plane for this object here. Pull that out, pull that out. We'll simply take our guillotine, assign new material, Lambert. We'll just make that white. And that's fine. All right, we're going to go to our render settings, mental ray, indirect lighting, global illumination, physical sun and sky, bump the quality to about 1.5, common tab, let's do HD 1080, in my window outliner, I'm gonna check where my physical sun is, and it's right there. So I'm gonna hit W, pull that up, pull it out, hit 7 on my keyboard so I can see what's going on light-wise. E to rotate. Yeah, it kind of looks nice. All right, I'm going to, where do you go? Turn on my resolution gate, and let's give this a go. And I'll pause during the render, and I'll be back in a sec. All right, guys, this is it. This is our final render, if you will. I'm actually going to add some color to this right now. So if you don't feel like that, you can just stop here. And for those who are interested, I'm just going to apply some basic materials. Okay. So I'm just going to start off by selecting my entire object. Right click, assign new material, Lambert. I'm going to go with something close to brown. Let's do that. Then let's take our metal components. I'll take the ring. I'll take these in the back. I'm just going to hit 6 on my keyboard. Sorry, 7. No. Hang on. There we go. Yeah. All right. Right click, assign new material, Lambert, black. There we go. We'll do the same with these. There we go. And we'll right click, assign existing material. That would be that one right there. There we go. We'll take the top of that existing material. We'll do the same. Get some color for our rope section. Assign new material, Lambert. Let's go with, let's see here, I don't know, kind of a gray darkish color, it's fine. And we'll take this guy, right click, assign new material, MIA_X, material tab, presets, chrome, replace. Let's get back to what we had for our scene here. All right, and let's give this another go. And I'll just pause. Well, guys, there you go. There's our guillotine. And as you can see, I just applied some really basic materials to it. But obviously, you can UV this and spend as much time on it as you want. I just wanted to explain the basics of how to model this. So thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, as usual, let me know. I'd be happy to help you out if I can. And see you guys next time. Bye.